The rain poured heavily that night, drowning the city lights in a blur of silver and shadow. Maria tightened her coat around her as she stepped out of the grocery store, clutching a small paper bag of milk and bread, bare essentials for her 6-year-old son, Ethan. Her shoes splashed through puddles as thunder rolled above. She was exhausted after working a double shift at Anderson Enterprises, the same company whose name was written on the sleek black car parked crookedly near the sidewalk, hazard lights flashing, door half open. Inside that car was a man she recognized instantly. Even through the rain-soaked window, there was no mistaking his face. Ethan Anderson, her boss. Billionaire. CEO. The man whose signature could change hundreds of lives. And right now, he looked like he could barely keep his eyes open. Maria hesitated. A part of her wanted to walk away. It wasn't her business. But another part, the one that had survived heartbreak, poverty, and single motherhood, couldn't leave someone in danger. Especially not someone sitting drunk in the middle of the road, in a storm like this. She opened the car door. "Sir, you can't stay here. You'll get hurt." Ethan blinked, his head heavy. "Maria?" His voice was slurred, surprised. "What are you doing here?" "Saving your life, apparently," she muttered, taking the keys from his hand. "Come on, let's get you out of here." It took nearly 20 minutes for her to guide him out of the car, half carry him to her small apartment just around the corner, and settle him on her worn couch. Ethan passed out the moment his head hit the cushion. Maria sighed, covering him with a blanket before checking on her son, who was fast asleep in the next room. When she finally sat down, exhaustion washed over her. She stared at her powerful, unreachable boss, now asleep in her tiny home, looking human for the first time. The next morning, sunlight crept through the curtains. Maria woke to the sound of movement. Ethan Anderson, stone-cold sober and completely out of place in her humble living room, was standing there, his expensive suit wrinkled, his eyes fixed on a small drawing taped to the wall, a stick figure family labeled, "Me and Mom." Maria quickly stood up. "You're awake. You were drunk last night. I couldn't just leave you there." He turned to her, his gaze soft. "You helped me. You brought me here." She shrugged. "Anyone would have done it." He smiled faintly. "No, Maria. They wouldn't have." At work the next day, Maria expected him to ignore what happened. Men like him always did. They pretended vulnerability never existed. But when she entered the office, Ethan was already waiting. "Maria," he said warmly, "can we talk?" Her heart sank. She feared trouble, rumors, maybe even losing her job. But instead, he looked at her with gratitude. "About last night, thank you. I don't even remember how I ended up there, but you saved me." "You don't need to thank me, sir. Please, let's just fork."